And Dr. Bressoff.
Here.
She's not coming.
At this time, Trustee Becky Langwalter will introduce the person that will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, President Bradshaw. I'm so delighted to welcome one of our students, Marisol Christie, goes by the nickname of Sully. And Sully, would you go ahead and come up to the mic right now? And she is joined tonight by her grandparents, Mrs. Luane Christie and Ron Christie. And so we are so thrilled to have her. Her Sully's history with Norwalk-La started in kindergarten when she actually was in a classroom right next to her grandmother who was teaching there, this grandmother. And she excelled academically so well at Escalona. She entered the GATE program. And once it was time for middle school, they had to fight to get a district transfer from their home district, but Sully was entered into Benton Middle School, our VAPA school, and she found out that she knew she loved art and excelled in it, but Sully, during her time at Benton, was highly recognized for her art, her theater, and her vocal performance. And I had a recent pleasure of hearing Sully sing the Star Spangled Banner a cappella solo at her 8th grade promotion at Benton in June, and it was beautiful. So she's not going to sing the pledge for us tonight, but it would be awesome to hear. So you actually have an 8th grade completed 8th grade student here who's performing arts resume is 2.5 pages. So I cannot share the whole thing with you, but I do want to let you know that Sully has been recognized for her art, her singing, and her theater. She is a member of a couple junior honor societies. She has not just been excelling in the arts, but also in her academics. She carries above a 4.0 and has made principal's honor roll the entire time she's been at Benton. Let's see here. Sully has received awards. Some of the awards that she cherishes the most are actually character awards. In 7th grade, the Benton faculty recognized her for a demonstration of integrity. In 8th grade, the faculty recognized her for demonstration of respect, and her peers recognized her all 3 years that she was there for demonstrating kindness. And so it's so neat that you have not just these gifts, but that you also have character gifts that you give back with. So Sully, we are so proud of you and your bright future. We would like to, I like to think that Sully came to us not really knowing all her gifting, but through her art teacher at a very young age, and then her teachers in singing, Miss Esther Lynn, Jennifer Hodge in art, and Mrs. Nietzsche, not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, for theater. She found a love and excelled all 3 years in her junior high accomplishments. And the family would also like to recognize the exceptional leadership of Principal Ridgway, who is here with us tonight. So we thank you for the community that helped develop these gifts, and we thank you. We're glad you're here tonight, Sully.
Thank you so much. And now, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated.
Please join us in front for a picture. My daughters really love the bell. Story. 3 years old. Scene 5 and we're like,
Every theater production, the whole time.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be
thank you, Sully. Dr. Concio will now announce the items, the actions taken in closed session.
Thank you, Mr. President. There were 4 actions taken in closed session by the Board of Education. The Board of Education took action during its closed session at its meeting held on July 21st, 2025, that being today, by a vote of 7-0 to appoint Deanna Huizar to the position of Director, Special Education at the monthly rate of $16,122, excluding any longevity, as applicable, effective to be determined on the motion of Ms. Free, seconded by Mr. Rios. The Board of Education took a second action to appoint Leticia Rodriguez to the position of Program Administrator, Special Education, at a monthly rate of $12,464, excluding any longevity, as applicable, effective to be determined on the motion of Ms. Amescua, seconded by Ms. Free. Third action taken was to appoint Jose A. Gutierrez to the position of Assistant Director, Maintenance and Operations, at a monthly rate of $11,310, excluding any longevity, as applicable, effective to be determined. And one last one, I'm just going to take my tie off. I notice everyone else has their tie off except for me, and I'm the one that told everyone don't bring a tie. Or maybe I just like to make people sweat on this last one. Oh, thank you so much. The Board of Education took action during its closed session at its meeting held today, July 21st, 2025, by a vote of 7-0 to appoint Kelly L. Garcia to the position of Assistant Principal, Middle School at Hutchinson Middle School, at a monthly rate of $12,271, excluding any longevity, as applicable, effective to be determined on the motion of Ms. Amescua and seconded by Dr. Vidari. And Mr. President, that concludes all actions taken by the board in closed session.
Thank you. And thank you for the hard work of the HR team, the panels that did the interviewing, and for those that applied. Thank you. We will now move to approve the minutes of June 23rd, 2025. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. We'll now move to adopt the agenda for this meeting. There are 4 noted corrections, though. Please, if you're looking on the pink agenda form, there are 4 corrections. Item 19J, master contract with Dynamic Education Services, Inc. We're a couple zeros off there. The correct total amount is $10,000, not $1 million. Maybe 1 million pennies, but $10,000. Item B, the second correction is item 11F. 11F, storm drain pipe repair by Abe's Plumbing. The correct attachment has been added to the agenda online. Item 19MM, contract with IXL Learning. It's submitted by John Glenn High School, not Norwalk High School, as indicated on the posted agenda. And item 19YY, contracts with Tutor Zone. Edmondson's contract has been attached. Okay. With those corrections to the agenda, do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Agenda is adopted. At this time, Dr. Gatto will introduce some new very important, and please.
Thank you, President Brashoff, Vice President Dr. Cancio, members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Baker, colleagues and guests. It's my honor to introduce 3 managers this evening. The first, sitting not too far from me, I'm going to ask Ms. Magana to please proceed to the podium. Ms. Magania's educational career began in 2010 working as an alternative education educator. Since that time, she has supported student achievement, working as a transition TOSA with the San Mateo County Office of Education, intervention teacher, assistant principal, and most recently, principal of Los Alisos Middle School. Ms. Magania is well experienced in leading the site-based initiatives on instructional improvement and restorative practices, fostering authentic, trust-based relationships with education partners, and cultivating inclusive, achievement-driven environments that support student growth. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce Ms. Tanya Magana, Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services.
Good evening, President Mr. Brashoff, Vice President Dr. Cancio, members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Baker, executive staff, unit partners, and members of our incredible community. I want to begin by expressing my deep gratitude to the school board for your trust and confidence in appointing me as the next assistant superintendent. I am both honored and inspired by this opportunity to serve. I look forward to working alongside Superintendent Dr. Baker, our union partners, students, staff, and families, and I'm committed to leading with integrity, purpose, and unwavering focus on excellence. I would also like to thank my familia, mi mamá, mi alma, my short brother, Jorge. He's 2 times taller than I am. Jessica, Alec, Becca, and Gracie. You're gonna make me cry, Mom. Thank you for driving from Marietta and being here. Thank you for your prayers, support, and unwavering love. My sister group, my friends, my mentors, you know who you are. Thank you for being part of this journey and supporting me. And last, Los Alisos. Thank you for being the heart of my leadership path. At Los Alisos, I grew as a leader, as a listener, and a learner. The lessons I learned from Los Alisos, staff, students, and our families will contribute to how I lead Norwalk-La Unified School District. I will miss you. Thank you again, and I'm honored to lead with you side by side towards a future for all. Thank you.
Mr. Valdez, please proceed to the podium. Mr. Valdez began his professional career in 1993 working as an account manager for Brian Edwards Publications, Inc. Since that time, he has developed himself professionally by working as a project manager for R.R. Donnelly and Songs, evaluator compliance auditor for the U.S. Postal Service, Office of Inspector General, special agent and assistant special agent in charge for the U.S. Post Office, Office of Inspector General. Mr. Valdez is well experienced in public communications, strategic planning, investigative and security procedures, management operations, and conflict resolution. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce Mr. Adrian Valdez, Chief of School Safety.
Good evening, President Brashoff, Vice President Cancio, members of the board, and Superintendent Dr. Baker. I'm honored to be here tonight as your new Chief of School Safety for the Norwalk-La Unified School District. And I'd like to take a quick moment or a brief moment to just acknowledge some of my family members that are here. My beautiful wife, Tammy, my son, Nico, and his wife, Christina, my daughter, Alexa, and my son, Troy, but also my sister and her husband, Yvonne and Berto. I appreciate them being here and supporting, continuing to support my endeavors. I'm joined by, I'm also entering this new role as your chief. As you can see from my experience, I'm not new to law enforcement or security. I'm new to the district, but I'm not new to the community. I have a stronghold in the Norwalk-La community and will continue to provide my passion for supporting the safety and security of our students, staff, and faculty. I look forward to serving in that capacity, and I'd like to take a moment to thank Dr. Baker for giving me the opportunity and the board members for giving me the opportunity, this important role that I have. Thank you guys very much.
Mr. Fernandez, please proceed to the podium. Mr. Fernandez began his professional career in 2002 working as a customer service representative for Berkeley Designs. Since that time, he has developed himself professionally by working as a shipping and receiving clerk, custodian, and senior stock clerk in the Norwalk-La Unified School District. Mr. Fernandez is well experienced in warehouse operations, oversight of shipping and receiving procedures, and long-range scheduling and planning. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce Mr. Otto Fernandez, Warehouse Manager.
Thank you, Dr. Gatto. First of all, I want to say good evening to President Brashoff, Vice President Casio, members of the board, and our superintendent, Dr. Baker. First of all, I would like to say thank you to God for the opportunity that He has given me and all the blessings He gives me every day. My wife, my family, they always support me. I am honored to take this role of the warehouse manager for our district. I've proudly served the district for 15 years, 13 years as a custodian, and the last 2 years as your senior stock clerk. The experiences have given me a deep understanding of our operations and the vital role support services plays in our schools. I'm committed to leading with integrity, improving efficiency, and ensuring our warehouse continues to meet the needs of students, staff, and entire district community as it always has. And I hope that the faith you have put into me, I will make you guys proud. And I appreciate everything you've done for us. Thank you and have a good evening.
President Brashoff, that concludes tonight's introductions. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, we have opportunity for members of the public to address the board on any items within the purview of the school board. Please keep your comments to 3 minutes. I have a couple of in-person. Are there any online? We'll go and take the online one first, and then we'll proceed to the in-person.
Mr. O'Neill, if you're in the waiting room, you can go ahead and start your comments, and I'll begin your clock when you begin. Mr. O'Neill, you're good to start speaking. We see you in the waiting room.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go right ahead.
Oh, I can start my comment. Mr. O'Neill, if you're okay in the waiting room, you can go ahead and start your. Okay. Good evening, board members. My name is Ryan O'Neill, and I'm the account manager for the SoCar and Kids for Kids program. No cost, hands-on energy education initiative for third or fourth grade students. I just want to make sure you're able to hear me. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Mr. Miller, you're good to start speaking. We see you in the waiting room.
We can hear you, Mr. O'Neill. You can keep going. While we sort that out, Mr. President, why don't we have the in-person go in the meantime?
Let's proceed to the in-person, and then when we figure that out, we'll proceed back to him. Mr. Chris Garcia?
Can you hear me? Good evening. So here we go. You guys know why I'm here. 5 points. One is about the unlawful action that this board has taken with Southeast Academy and how it's affected and hurt parents and cadets. I've had to deal with within my own family having a fight over one of my sons moving out of my house. So that really pisses me off. All because of this unlawful decision you guys made. You have no idea the stress you brought on my family, on me, and the parents. I'm so annoyed. I don't even want to go on with this, to be honest with you. I'm really annoyed by what's gone on here. And that you guys don't have the decency to say, you know what, we're going to actually talk to the community before we go and do something foolish like this. It is foolish. I don't care what you think you're saving. You're killing the people. You're killing our spirit. You're messing with our kids. It's really frustrating. I'm supposed to stick to these points, though. So there's a conflict of interest with 2 board members who should have recused yourselves from the vote. Should resign. Should resign today, the both of you. One of the other things, I'm asking to have a hearing. It's what my lawyer's been asking for. We'd like to have a hearing where the public can actually speak about this whole process. If this is something you guys so need to do, why can't you discuss it with us? Why can't you tell us why it's so important to merge Southeast Academy with John Glenn? I don't understand it. I really don't. It makes me wonder what's really going on here. Who else you've talked to? We kind of have an idea already. And if we end up in court, we'll find all that out. I'm a little anxious actually to find that out, to be honest. So I'm asking to have that hearing, and we do this the right way. The other thing is that we stop everything right now. The merger stuff stops immediately. Take everything back to the original Southeast. Fix the damn roof. That's what we should talk about, fixing the roof, because that's all it needs. And maybe a track. How much does it cost to put some dirt on top of some grass? That's all else we need. Instead of 70 cadets who are confirmed leaving because of this. 70. How many are not even going to come in to John Glenn this year? How many more have you lost at John Glenn? Plus the 70 you're losing from Southeast. Maybe plus 1 with my son. So I'm extremely frustrated. One of the other things, I'm running out of time here. Our attorney will be in touch with your attorney to figure this, whether we're going to do it here or we're going to do it in court. The other thing is, you guys are replacing Master Sergeant Allard. Dr. Baker, you could fix this. There's only one person, that's the security officer, Ed, who should be taking over for Allard. You should replace a Marine with a Marine. That's my personal opinion. Everybody seems to agree with it too. So if you could fix that, that'd be great. That's all. We want to avoid nepotism.
Thank you. And now we have Jillian Ramirez.
Hello. Okay, perfect. Good evening, members of the board. My name is Jillian Ramirez with the Gateway Cities Council of Governments and SoCalREN, like my coworker Ryan O'Neill mentioned, which is the Southern California Regional Energy Network. And I'd like to take this opportunity to present a resource that we'll be presenting to the schools in the Gateway region of LA County called Kids for Kids. This is a no-cost program which provides free energy efficiency item boxes to 3rd or 4th grade classrooms. Students take these kits home, and it's really cool because it includes items like LED light bulbs, smart bulbs, faucet aerators, and shower timers. Classrooms who enroll are eligible to receive $1,000 per classroom if 65% of students return a card, which just asks a few simple questions: what kind of household you have, if you're able to install any of the items. It asks no identifying information from the students or families, and then they just need to return it to their teacher after they filled in those few questions. This program turns energy efficiency into both a learning opportunity and a tangible resource for teachers and their classrooms. Once again, this is $1,000 per classroom, and that could add up for as many elementary schools as your district has. And this grant can be used to fund any science-related activities, field trips, or general classroom needs. The only real eligibility for this is that schools must be within the service area of the Southern California Regional Energy Network, which all of Norwalk-La elementary schools are. Enrollment is on a first come, first served basis, so we are currently coordinating with schools to reserve their spots. And I'll emphasize again that this is free. This is at no cost to the district, schools, or family, and it has very little impact on teachers' lessons plans. We already understand how packed the curriculum gets every year, so the activity that we include with that box is only 30 minutes and is a one-time activity. So right now, we are reaching out to districts to coordinate enrollment, and we focus on entire districts as opposed to the individual elementary schools to more efficiently coordinate with staff, principals, and teachers. This looks like having a single contact or implementer at the district level who we can provide all the kits to at once, and then have them distribute that to their respective schools and teachers. If you are interested in bringing this resource to your elementary schools, you can contact me based on the number I provided on the forum, and we'd be happy to set up a meeting to discuss further, or if you have any questions about the program. I also brought a flyer and my business card if I'd be able to give it to anyone here. Thank you.
And do we have the online person ready to go?
They were from the same organization, Mr. President, so all the information that we just heard, you would just heard from the person online, so we're good to proceed.
Okay, but are they still waiting to speak?
They left the waiting room, so.
That concludes the public comment section. Do we have a PTA representative?
Yes, we do.
We now hear from the amazing PTA.
I don't have my concerns, you're not in trouble.
Good evening. Good evening, President Brazov, Vice President Dr. Cancio, grandson, and all distinguished board members and our beautiful community. My name is Kathy Alvarez, and I'm here on behalf of Andrea Garcia, which is our president for the PTA. I'm the secretary for PTA, and I love PTA, and I know you do too, and I know that all of you are going to join. And any of you community members, if you're interested, just see me after, and I'll give you an envelope. So today I'm just going to be here brief, just to give you a recap of what PTA is up to. On Friday, we had the honor of attending a leadership training, and we were invited by Jim for lunch, and it was great. We got to mingle. We weren't that good about mingling. We were more interested in eating, but we did mingle a little bit, and it was nice to be there. Tomorrow we have our first PTA meeting. It'll be at the district office. Right now we're in the planning stages of planning our welcome back luncheon, where the district staff is invited and our PTA presidents and all the principals. And we're looking to do something different than chicken. So you won't be seeing me in my chicken outfit this year. So we're looking to do something different. We're trying to collaborate with La Mirada. I'm in Kiwanis and La Mirada, so we're trying to get somebody to come and we want to do a chilling grill. So let's hope it happens. And then also with Rosewoods, they're going to provide onions and tomatoes, and PTA will provide the meat. So hopefully it'll be a go. So that will be on August 28th. So we're still in the planning stages. Also, we're going to be having a PTA training for some of our officers, and it's going to take place on August 9th from 8:30 to 11:30 in Torrance. So we're excited about the training that we all need. Also, again, it just says, Andrew said here, encourage board members to join all PTAs, and that if the board members can provide me with the best contact numbers. So that's all I have to report, and I'm looking forward to meeting with everybody this year, and I think we're going to have a good year. And also, please enjoy your summer, because before you know it, it's going to be time to be back to school. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Alvarez. I believe there's no report from our classified and our talent. Okay. This time, Dr. Baker will give the superintendent's report.
Sure. So good evening, board members and members of the community and executive team and any other staff members in the space. First, I want to just thank you for your hard work this summer. Many people may not know this, but July is a chance for many people to go on break, but it's also the time when school systems generally start doing a lot of planning for the upcoming school year. And so this team has spent an incredible amount of time preparing for children to return, to make sure that buses busing is working out accordingly to make sure our instructional program is where it needs to be, and also to make sure that we're partnering with folks so that we can have fantastic after-school programs so that students have good use or make good use of their out-of-school time, which we know impacts their academic performance. And so we're gearing up right now to start our new school year in August, but spend quite a bit of time with our leadership team supporting them in that work and preparing for students to come back. So I'm incredibly excited about this new executive team that we have and all the hard work they've been doing, as well as the board members who, even during the summertime, have been spending quite a lot of time talking through what's needed for next year. So thank you for that. And with that said, that concludes the superintendent's report. Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 10 is the Board Governance Handbook. A few meetings ago, like I said, planning during the summer, we had the opportunity to craft it, to input our input, and now we had a first reading, I believe last meeting, and now is the second reading, and pending the board's approval. So do I have a motion for item 10A?
Second.
Okay. Do we have any discussion? Discussion for item 10A, go ahead.
Sure. I think it's always exciting for the Board of Education to get together, but more importantly, to get together to co-create something. I think the Board Governance Handbook, I mean, it's a really activity that we partake in, but it gives us an opportunity to put our fingerprint, our own unique fingerprint that year on overarching values that we think are important to set the precedent for the rest of the district. So we're hoping that it's not just words on a page, on a PDF that no one reads, but really words that have meaning, that shed light on how the Board of Education sees the district, sees our goals, and hopefully can take us to a new, better future beyond. So looking forward to ratifying the current governance handbook and also continue to ratify our bylaws through the governance team, which will be chaired by our president, but also Dr. Baker, hopefully that we take at least our preamble, right, of our governance handbook and it's showcased all across our district, and schools are able to embrace it just the way that we've embraced our values for the district. So I think this was great. I'm looking forward to continue working with the rest of the Board of Education, and this was a great activity. So, thank you all.
That's great.
I want to say that it was a really good experience working on the governance handbook. We really collaborated together, put our ideas together, and updated a lot of the wording and really set the standards high for ourselves on how we're going to better serve our community and really reach our goals and really, provide the best education for our students. And that's really the goal. So it was just such a privilege to be able to work with my colleagues on this.
Before we take a vote, I just wanted to mention the mission statement that we drafted together in collaboration with our families and community partners. We educate and inspire all students to achieve their unique potential. And our vision, every student is empowered with the knowledge, skills, and attitudes to become compassionate, confident leaders and lifelong learners who impact our ever-changing world. So with that mission and vision in mind, can I get a motion for item today? I believe we have a motion already. And a second?
Call for the question.
Call for the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you. Now, item 11, Measure G. And we'll take these all together. Just as a reminder to the community, you see some eye-popping figures. This is not general funds. This is Measure G, bond money. We'll need a motion and a second, and we'll proceed to discussion before a vote. Can you get a motion?
So moved.
Second. Okay, so any discussion?
Yes, I'd like to discuss a little bit on the on item B, which is the La Mirada School Gymnasium HVAC replacement project. So just so that community can know what this project is all about and why it's being done.
Excuse me, Cespi. when we upgraded the La Mirage gym, the design did not include the air conditioning unit. And I know this because I went to basically all the meetings on the design process. So then the project was completed, and there was a need to add the air conditioning units. We brought the plan, then the board approved it, and since these are like big air conditioning, again, units are really customized for the building. So in the next few months, hopefully by the end of the year, this project will be completed. And then in relation to this one, there is a contract for some built rental equipment under the contracts, and that is still to provide temporary air conditioning through August to September. So once the Lambrera High School gym has its full system going, then we will not be able to use that Sunbelt anymore.
And that's because the original plans did not include.
It did not
air
include the air
conditioning.
conditioning units.
And typically, historically, these projects don't come with the AC?
Well, the way these buildings are designed, we go to the school sites and we get feedback from the school site, principals, teachers, students, and it's not a rule that every air conditioning unit throughout the state, I'm sorry, that every gym will have air conditioning units. Some do, some don't. And this one didn't. On the original plan, that's why when the gym was modernized, it did not include the air conditioning units. And then we just added it.
And obviously, the cost is a lot greater now that we have to go into a new building and provide support for the new ACs because they're large units, right?
Yes,
Thank you.
sure.
I also did have a question about that. And it's something that's been a constant irritant in a sense, at least for me personally, I think for other members of the board, is a constant drip of lowball bids being accepted, and then not really, add another 50,000. But over the years, seeing many of these, it seems like, do we have dishonest people offering lowball bids just to beat out the competition, and then psych, we really bid more. So what is the justification the contractor gave for, almost a 60% increase on their price that they bid on?
On which one?
Item B, 11B. We're going from 81 to 135, so 53,000 is about what, 60-something%?
Oh, because the project is delayed over 90 days.
I'm sorry?
The project is delayed 90 days. And then because the units are customized, so when there is a delay, all the contracts have to be extended. Now, going back to your first question.
That add to the cost.
Exactly. Now, going back to your first question, that when we bring a contract that is some kind of plumbing work, and then the contract will say it's $10,000, for example. The design will include what they can actually see. But then there is no way almost for us to know once they break the wall, what's behind the wall. Now, one rule could be like, I will only spend 10,000. It doesn't matter what happens into the wall. But then when they're fixing it, it's better that they fix it while they're there. Because if they pack up and go, if we call them 6 months later, it's probably not going to be the same company. And a new company will come in, break the wall, and then they can say, by the way, now that I'm here, you have to fix A, B, and C again. So there is no strict rule, but on our internal procedures, what we do is when the contractor says, by the way, this is going to cost $10,000 more, it's not that we just say yes. It has to go to the general contractor. They have to see it. If this is a problem with the design, it has to go to the architects. They'll see it. It will come back to us. We will see it. And the fact that they asked for 10,000 doesn't mean that it's going to be 10,000. It has to stop like almost 8 different places, and we can probably agree to say, well, it's probably going to be around 5,000, 6,000. Okay, so then it gets done.
Mr. Estuardo, what is the reason for the delay?
Uh, the uh, the units were delayed.
The manufacturing.
Yes.
Of this customized units. So the cost has increased because meanwhile, we have to rent other equipment?
Yeah, and then probably some specifications changed, and then they have to check every single box because we had to report back to state, to the Department of State Architect, also known as DSA, and every time there's a delay, it's a moving effect into inspection services, additional design. Yes,
So they do incur extra costs by reason.
exactly.
So I guess it wouldn't be so much a replacement, but a new installation, correct?
Oh, this one is a brand new installation.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's brand new. They didn't know.
Right, because we word it as a replacement, but it's really a new installation.
Well, the way it was phrased as a replacement, that's because all the duct work was already done, but it was almost vent to bring the air through a venting system. So that the gym had to have. So what we're doing is we're replacing the venting system with the air conditioning units.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Any other questions on the item?
Just as a statement, I think that the district is in the business of education, and so, I mean, I'm not saying, we outright dropped the ball, but we kind of dropped the ball. But I want to say that the district didn't have major construction projects. I mean, before these current projects, there wasn't anything until the early 2000s, a little bit in the 90s. Before that, it was in the 60s, and then initially in the 1920s. So, I mean, there's long gaps, periods of time where we're not doing these types of projects, and we learned, for example, now we do leasebacks on some of the property to protect the district, but we learned how to protect ourselves in an ever-changing climate of construction, and then also protecting our assets. And as you see here, we have these issues with La Mirada High School, but we've been able to curtail them when we constructed the new gym at Norwalk High School. So unfortunately, we're learning, but fortunately, we're learning. But it's an aircraft carrier, and I think it's been really difficult. I mean, last time Dr. Gallo and I, and actually yourself, Mr. President, we were in the gym at La Mirada High School with basketball practice, and it was very, very hot. And we had those temporary units. So this is just making a wrong right, and looking forward to finally having air conditioning, because it's not just a matter of being comfortable, it's a matter of safety for our students. And I mean, this is a big, heavy ticket. We should have included this a long time ago, but at least we're moving in the right direction now. So thank you, your team, Edith. Looking forward to finally having air conditioning in that space.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Cancio.
And one final comment on item D with elementary school. Walk with the kids right by Foster Road, and just great to see the work on there. The playground's coming up, I'm sure, as they are at all the schools.
Edith did invite us. Edith did invite us on a tour, so hopefully we get on the bus and tour all the new playgrounds and other items that.
Great.
Absolutely, Ms. SP. Sure.
Okay. So can I have a motion for item 11A through F?
I make a motion.
I second.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. This brings us to the consent agenda, items 13 through 23. Before we make a motion on the consent agenda, would any of my colleagues like to pull an item?
I'd like to pull item 19 BBB.
Okay, so 19 BBB. Any other items that anybody would like to pull before we consider the consent agenda? There are very many contracts on this, so we'll give a minute here. Something around 75, 80 contracts.
23. I'm gonna pull 23B.
We also have a request to pull 23B, so pulling 19 BBB, pulling 23B. Any other items wish to be pulled? I know it's an extensive list, so. All right, with that in mind, do I have a motion for the consent agenda items 13 through 23 with the exception of 19 BBB and 23B?
So moved.
Okay.
I second.
Okay, can we get a roll call, please? I'm sorry, real quick, we have a motion. Do we have any discussion before we proceed to vote? Any discussion?
You do second, then you do discussion.
No, we did, yeah, motion. So we have a motion. She seconded it.
I call for the question.
Yeah, I just want to do it. Anybody has a discussion?
You don't normally do discussion on a consent agenda item.
Unless somebody pulls
You
it.
can pull them to do discussion.
Very well.
Call for the question.
Yeah, I did want to mention one thing though, just that a lot of these figures are grant funds. They're not general funds. So just look carefully at the funding source, and you'll notice a lot of them are grant funds. Okay.
Ms. Freak?
Yes.
Ms. Amezcua?
Yes.
Ms. Langen-Walter?
Yes.
Mr. Rios?
Yeah.
Dr. Vidari? Dr. Concio?
Yes.
And Dr. Bressoff?
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Okay. And now item 19 BBB, Ms. Free, you have the floor.
Yeah, I just have a couple of questions. For this item, we are going to be having a contract with YMCA of Greater Whittier for over $1 million. So I just kind of want to discuss the reasons behind this contract. I know we have a lot of students on the list for after-school programs. We don't have the resources currently within the district, so we're outsourcing this contract to be able to provide these services. I just want to make sure these are ELOP funds. We're not taking it.
You should move and second the item before you start discussion.
So, item 19 BB, thank you. Do we have a motion for that? And then we'll
Okay.
motion in a second, then we'll start discussion.
So moved. Second.
Okay. Continue.
Okay, so these ELOP funds, we have them and we just need to use them. Otherwise, I understand we need to give them right back. And so I just want to discuss the urgency behind this contract, outsourcing these services to the YMCA.
Sure. So both Mr. Santillan can speak to the resources, and we have Mr. Moton to speak to the actual programming. Just for those who are listening, for our audience, the Expanded Opportunities Program grant is designed to provide supplemental services to certain schools and certain school districts. For the school districts who receive the dollars, it has been incredibly difficult to just hire staff. That's not unique to Norwalk-La. So the strategy to ensure that students have after-school programs and are not on a waiting list is to both use the staffing that you have and to also partner with community-based organizations. As we begin to roll out our plan for next year, you'll see that partnering with both parents and community-based organizations is a priority. And so we want to begin by leveraging these dollars to work with proven organizations. The YMCA, their core business is to serve communities, particularly with after-school programs. And so we thought this will be a good way to start that partnership. We also have large sums of money that have gone unspent, that is designed to allow for us to expand after-school programs across more than 20 schools. And so when we think about declining enrollment and offering students and family services, we want to make sure that we're focused on academic programming and after-school programs for students. So students can have after-school programs in many of our Norwalk-La schools just like they can in other districts. And so these dollars are going toward that. It's really important that when we do partner with community-based organizations, that they do have a reputation, that they have extensive experience on training staff, monitoring staff, supporting the system, and that's what YMCA brings. Mr. Santian can speak to the grant funding, and then I'd like Mr. Moton to just speak to the programming as well. Mr. Santian?
Sure. So, as you know, the ELOP is a grant, and the urgency on these contracts is because our current carryover from prior year is over $7 million. And for 25, 26, we're going to have another 13. So in reality, we're going to have like $20 million. Again, the urgency was because quite a few months ago, it was coming per se from the main office, but now it's a site-driven function because they know the population and they know the students. This is a grant that is completely outside of the unrestricted general fund, so it will not create any deficits. And we also not outsourcing anything because every grant has certain requirements how to spend those monies, and then it has to be spent in certain items. So that's a piece on the funding.
Mr. Santillan, and
Yeah.
we're not sure exactly because all the federal and state cuts that are taking place right now, we're not certain that we're going to continue to get these ELOP funds.
Okay, thank you. Ms. SP. So, as you know, we're about to have this situation with some kind of federal funding. The ELOPs are considered state monies, and as you know, the state is also going into deficit spending. If the state keeps certain programs trying to help the federal monies that we're not going to be getting, something will have to be cut because we can add things into the budget, but then you cannot sustain them at one point. So if this item reduces, if we keep adding people here, and then all of a sudden at the end of the year, the funding goes at 80%, 60%, 50%. I mean, we're talking positions now. And so I'm thinking the current and the next year are going to be really telling to see if these federal monies don't come. One, we're going to keep the programs, but the state will have to fund it. Or two, then those programs will have to be eliminated and somebody else will have to pay for those.
Thank you, Mr. Santillan.
So I think this is a big difference, right, between state-funded programs that were voted upon at the House or state-funded programs that are propositions, and this one is voted in the House, or sorry, in the state legislature. So that's why this is very different funding, and we could lose it at any time. Because I know, for example, we have VAPA monies which are not tied to the state legislature, but were passed by proposition by the voters. So we don't have to worry about that particular pot of money, but this one we do because it's not associated or not tied to an individual election or proposition. So I guess kind of continuing on what Ms. Free was saying, we're saying that these programs matter and they're important. So we're going to double down on these programs, and I'm going to probably try to read your diary, Dr. Vidari. But you know, some of these programs are important, and some of these programs are giving our principals and our school sites the appropriate services that they need to help our students after school. In addition to, you know, if this gets ratified, what is the district doing to ensure that we protect those programs that make sense for those school sites, regardless if ELOP money is taken away at 100%, just as an example? I know that would probably be tiered. We see that from time to time with some of these initiatives. But what are we doing to alleviate, because we don't want to create programs or support these programs, after school programs, with the thought of let's just use it, burn it. It's like we should also have a game plan because these programs make sense. They're upon request from the school site. They're supported by the principals, and the district has to also show support to these individual sites if we lose some of this funding, like we're doing with some of our federal funding.
Just for clarity, we are dealing in a space of hypotheticals, right? I don't want to leave the impression that that ELOP grant dollars are going away. We do not have any reason to believe that. However, we are getting information on a daily basis from on high about federal funds. So we're just projecting forward. And what I hear you saying is, yes, this is great for kids to have after school programs, but what if the resources go away? And so what you'll see us do, we're committed to where we're going for this year. And you're going to see us reprioritize as we get into the budget cycle. But a lot of those ideas around fitness or what kids really need, that's a larger conversation and we have to plan for it. These dollars were distributed or allocated to our district. Our plan specifically named 21 schools. And so it's our obligation to make sure that those 21 schools have the programs. Again, there's no sign that the dollars are going away. However, during this upcoming budget cycle, we do have some inclination that federal funding is going to be impacted. So you're going to see the fiscal team and the larger executive team work with folks to talk through what that could look like. Right now, we're in planning mode because it hasn't really hit. It's just a lot of conversation about impounding funds from the federal level.
I also want to make sure that our union partners are part of that conversation because it does go into their purview in some instances, both respective state and federal funds.
Yes, where their membership is impacted, we certainly, Dr. Gatto's been great about having those conversations. There are times when we have to kind of brainstorm at a different level, but Dr. Gatto is certain about anything impacting a labor union member or position. That's definitely a conversation. Mr. Moton, if you could share, I'm sorry, Dr. V.
Okay, can you hear, is this on? Is this microphone on? Okay. Yeah. I just want to say that, thank you, Dr. Baker, that I think that this is good use of funds and with a reputable organization. But I would also like to offer an idea or a humble recommendation, and it's in relation to Garden Hill, because I see here that they're interested in sports, well, fitness, flag football, volleyball, basketball, soccer for TK through 1, skills and drills and clinics, and then sports for the upper grades. And I know that there are districts and schools that set aside funds for their particular school to hire a physical education teacher who has a single subject credential and specializes in K through 12 in fitness. And they set aside funds for a physical education teacher, which definitely addresses our obesity, and type 2 diabetes is on the rise among elementary age children. So that's something that I would hopefully move towards, just enabling or just bringing this to the attention of the elementary school administrators and teachers to perhaps consider prioritizing fitness and consider setting aside funds for their school for a physical education teacher. Besides all the benefits of physical activity, sports, sportsmanship, all character building and everything, when children are able to have this instructional time with an expert in PE, it also relieves the teachers for professional learning and staff meetings. It's their psychomotor time, so everybody wins in that case. And that's my humble opinion and recommendation. Thank you.
Go ahead.
I just, I do have a question. So we're talking about one-time monies. So once these are gone, I mean, I can see going outside and don't having to end up cutting some of our staff or members. How long has it been since we've actually used this money? Because I know for a while we used to have ACES, Think Together, and different programs within the schools. How long have we been without?
I don't know the answer to that in terms of how long we've been out. It's probably going to be beneficial for Mr. Moton to describe where we are now. We can follow up with you on that particular question. I do know when you're rolling over $7 million, I mean, that's a lot of rollover,
And
right?
I know, yeah, my other question, the state can come and say, give it back. You haven't used it, right?
Well, if we don't spend it at a certain period of time, they will. We have to turn it over.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have that problem. Yeah, we're not gonna have that problem. Dr. Baker explained it eloquently just a few minutes ago. The ELOP program is a state program that is designed to blend high-quality tutoring and learning with physical activity. Some of the benefits I would say, number one would be the academic support. So we're going to get tutoring from our kinder through 8th grade. Now the program is designed for K through 6, but we can include our 7th and 8th graders, and they have been included in our program and in our numbers.
Mr. Moton, really quick, I know that there are some qualifications to meet to work, is that correct, to work under this program for the after school? So it's a number of units, 36 units or 48 units?
Absolutely. They would have to meet the same requirements as our district employees, so who are in similar positions.
Thank you for that clarification.
So they would need, if our tutors on campus need 48 units, they're qualified. But the PTA will also, the YMCA, for example, would also have to meet our qualifications as well. So I'll just continue. The social emotional development is important. The safe environment for our kids after school. A lot of our kids don't have that. They have parents who work. So being at school from the release time to 6 o'clock really benefits our community. The enrichment opportunities. We talked about some of the programs just a few minutes ago, but these are things that we can't capture during the course of the school day. So a lot of these programs that we're bringing in now are things that we can't do during the day. And I think the most important thing is equity and access to our students who may not be able to afford some of these programs. And who are we targeting? Some of our student subgroups are English learners, our foster youth, and our McKinney-Vento. We're going to be looking at those 3 groups first, and we're targeting those people to get them involved in the program, but we're going to take everybody. So anybody who wants to come to the program, we want to make sure that we have a space for them. And we talked about having waiting lists at some of our schools, and I'm glad the PTA, and I'm glad Gina is here. She's going to help relieve us of some of those waiting lists that we have so we can satisfy all of our parents' needs. We're going to have a minimum of 40 students, but we don't have a maximum at those schools. So they're looking for a minimum of 40, but I'm looking to put everybody in school in the program to really give them a tough time and make them earn the money. So that's what we're really looking at. So when you see that huge number and you see 40 students, no, we're focusing in on trying to get as many students as we can to get involved in the programs. And the YMCA is going to be one of the programs. They're going to be there from 2:30 to 6 o'clock. They'll be in providing the academic support. They'll do the social emotional development with our kids and the physical activity. So we're looking forward to working with them and our groups. And I want to thank the ELOP team for making sure that we got some contracts on. We're going to have a few more coming to the next board meeting, but I'm looking forward to our relationships that we're building right now. I'm looking forward to that. I'm not looking at next year. I'm looking at having a good year this year, and we have the money to provide it for our students. So we're looking forward to doing that.
So just real quickly to wrap up my comments on this topic, we haven't fully used ELOP in the past. So have we ever audited or evaluated why we didn't use the full ELOP monies? Which I know the answer is no. But moving forward, we're going to put on overdrive the full expenditure of the program. Will we evaluate or audit? Because I feel like there's been a mismanagement of funds before, or misuse of funds, which could potentially be mismanaging funds. I just want to make sure that from here on forward, we're managing appropriately the funds fully. But again, it has to be audited because we cannot continue to have monies in the pot and not use them, and then come to find out, all right, we're going to go on overdrive. Well, are we going to use them the right way moving forward?
We're looking forward to doing that. And then
Who's going to be in charge of evaluating?
So there's a 2-prong approach to evaluation. There's program evaluation, which is program quality. We want to make sure we're not just spending money. We want these to be high quality programs. So Mr. Moton and I are very crystal clear. We're going to be doing walkthroughs of these programs. Principals are going to see what's going on. You all will be invited to do some walkthroughs, but we'll have a way to measure program quality. There's also the fiscal component. And so all of the fiscal resources are now under Mr. Santillan's purview, whereas before there were certain grants in certain areas. And then so right now I'm working through Mr. Santillan and his team, Alva, over fiscal services to make sure we're looking at how we're spending these resources. And then the programmatic folks, Mr. Moton and team, will be on program evaluation. The quality of what the kid is receiving. Is the physical activity and the tutoring, is it really top notch? Or is it something where we need to revisit and think about a different service provider? We don't currently have a program evaluation template in our district, but that is something that is not difficult to develop. ELOP is not ELOP is not the only program that should be on a cycle for program evaluation, but yeah, it's not difficult to have a rubric and walk through to talk through what program quality is, but we'll leave that to the service providing, the student services team. But I plan on taking a look at programs. I'll leave the program evaluation component to the leaders in charge, and then the fiscal, auditing to our fiscal team. But we do plan on implementing that this year. It'll help us come back to the board and say, hey, this didn't work so well, but these things did, and here's how we'd like to move forward.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate all these comments. We've almost touched on the answer to my question, but if I understand right, we had at least 7 million. We're going to have about 20 million possibly next year. And we also had students that wanted to be in these programs. And I've been out to Huerta and I've seen the quality of the ACES program anyway, that it is centralized, but wow, cooking, they went to San Diego Safari Park on a field trip recently, a lot of sports competitions there from the whole district. So my question is, what happened that we had funds and we had families that wanted the services, but somehow those two did we what was the bump that we hit that we weren't able to put those two parts together?
So the history of why that took place is something we're still exploring. I like to say in these cases, no harm, no foul. Right? We have 7 million we didn't spend. We were supposed to spend it on programs. There are different rationales of why we centralized versus why we didn't build out things at school sites. I think going forward under Mr. Moton's leadership, which is in student services under Mr. Wood, you're going to see the program evaluation, the money, the resources audited. Those are system components that were not in place for the program or any program, right, that we have outside of the fiscal department. So I honestly, Mrs. Langenwalter, I don't have a specific answer of why it happened. We just know that it did exist, right? But now we're in a good place. We've got the right people and the partnerships moving forward. And so you won't see this. We won't be having this conversation next year. Next year, we'll be able to say what worked, what didn't work, and be bringing you something even stronger than what we've got now. Yeah.
Really important for student retention. Parents that work and they're desperate to find some after-school care. They just simply can't go at 2:30 to pick up their kid. And if you have nothing, it's like, well, I'll take them with me to the nearest district. Even if they live here, I'll take them to the nearest school near my work then. So this is a win-win for everybody. Because the after-school waiting lists are, it's not just it's convenience. It really is a matter of retaining students and families.
We want to make that a thing of the past.
Absolutely. All righty, we have a motion and a second. Can we get all in favor of 19 BBB? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you. And now we'll proceed to item 23B to begin discussion. Okay, a motion?
So moved.
Okay.
I pulled it out not to make you sweat. It's my guy. I pulled it out because I think all of us here on the dais are looking forward to your tenure. Very excited. I think some of us may have told you individually, but I think it's important for us to say it in public, out loud, so the district knows and feels a sentiment of the Board of Education and the trust that they've instilled in you. You earned this position, and there's no better person to have taken the helm. I think we're all very excited. I speak on behalf of my colleagues. I think we're all very excited.
Absolutely.
I have full faith in your abilities and confidence in you being successful. We know that there is no better person for this job, and so we're excited. We're going to support you 1,000%. Really excited seeing your name all over this agenda, some of the programs, and having your eye on each and every one of them. But also kudos to your team, who's also been stepping it up since you came on board with us in your short tenure. But looking forward to a very long, successful tenure, and all of our trust is in you. So continue doing what you do best, which is being awesome. And thank you so much for joining the team.
Thank you.
That's all.
All right. We have a motion and a second. We need to approve it. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right, this brings us to where are we at here? Board communications. Dr. Vidal.
Thank you, President Brashoff. This moves
Yeah.
around a lot. It looks like it's going to fall. Okay, very brief. I've had 1 or 2 brief calls with Dr. Baker in these last 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I don't know, went by fast. And then we met at a CrossFit box to work out together. We had lots of fun. And even though it was a challenging workout, she did really, really well. And I guess most of the time I've also been nursing my husband back to health. He had a knee replacement surgery on June the 26th. So it's been about 3 weeks. So it's been a busy season for me, actually. I haven't said very much, but he's had surgeries every 6 months since April 2024 and then December 2024. So April 2024 was his right rotator cuff that required 6 anchors and 2 dermal shields. And then December 2024, which was the left rotator cuff that required 5 anchors, 2 dermal shields, and scraping of the, I don't know, some collarbone or something. And then in June, last month on the 26th, he needed the left knee replacement. So he's healing well and still healing from all 3 surgeries because the rotator cuff surgeries take about a year. So on one of them, he's now working on strength, and the other he's still working on full range of motion. And so soon he'll be working on, well, now he's working on full range of motion on his knee. So in another 6 months, I think he should have a stronger right arm, and he'll be working on strengthening his left arm and his left knee. And then we can, arm wrestle. But so that concludes my report.
Wow, I think you need a doctor's degree in medicine now, too. And a nurse. Well, there has been several events through the chamber events, which I've participated in, the city council meetings. I just wanted to thank one of our teachers who, Norwalk High School, Mr. Peters, who actually donated the dinner for the graduating class of Mr. Plaza and David Garcia for the city. And he was generous enough to feed them that day after they got recognized at the city for fulfilling. And not only is it great to see these kids who are at risk finish and graduate from high school, but actually get some good grade average, which was like 4.4, and knowing that, at one point they were having some challenges. So that was great to see it and to be there and celebrate with them. It's Vikram Peterson's, I guess is his name, right?
He's a Kwani.
Yeah, and
605 Kwani.
just to let everybody know, give him a shout out. He does some great pulled pork, and he actually caters on the side. So if you guys ever need anything, look him up. Other than that, that's all I have. I'm looking forward to the start of the new year, and starting to tour some of our schools, and once after the 2 weeks or so, give them some time to get in. But I'm wishing everyone out there to have the rest of a great summer. Looking forward also to the backpack giveaway that's coming up with Tanla, and I believe Dream Big Projects also has one coming up, and I'm looking forward to going to his scholarship awards, which is really good to see people from our own community, people who have gone through our system and graduated through our system, and coming back and giving back. So, and one more thing, I just want everybody who is faithful out there, just with the circumstances that are going out there, please pray for everything to start changing, and I don't know. I just at this point, I'm kind of in a angry mode, but at the same time, I know I have to keep on going, helping whatever which way we can, keeping our families in prayer, especially those that are in need, who are here now, students and dad only, because mom got, picked up by ICE, and stuff like that, that is just within our communities, whatever we can do. It's challenging times, but if we really do care, we got to move forward and keep our hearts in the right place. That's it.
Ms. Lingwalter?
Thank you, President Brezhov. Yes, I have to report that I've continued to enjoy the weekly discussions with Dr. Baker, just keeping up on what's going on and things that I have questions about that she's so willing to discuss and explain. And I also made a couple of site visits since the last time we met, had a very good tour of the Huerta campus, where the summer program was underway, buses arriving with all these kids that are so excited and engaged. They really engage well with the staff out there. Mr. Moton was there the day I was visiting. And, their theme for this was safari or jungle theme, I think. And so they were actually going to see Safari Animal Park the next day. And just some of them couldn't even had never been there. Were so excited, and they get to buy their own lunch. The money's provided there, and even just being able to purchase their own meal from a restaurant was a really special thing for them. Really excited kids. Neat to see how much is going on with those programs. And then over at Norwalk-La under the capable direction of Amindi Chung. Boy, she's just thinking ahead of things every step of the way. Got to see the classrooms, which were not occupied at the time too much. The pharmacy tech class, the TESOL classes, got to step inside a classroom of adults learning English as a second language, but also it was around 4th of July, so they were talking a lot about U.S. history and citizenship and what it all means, to be American, and that was really neat to see those students. And so, yeah, they're doing great things out there, and it's good to see. That concludes my report. Thank you.
My report is short. I attended the migrant program's end of the year. As always, it's amazing how many families attend, even though the circumstances. I am concerned and heartbroken with everything that's going on, and all we could do at this point is pray that this ends and ends well. I will, in a good note, I'll be going to South Africa on Friday, so I'll be back for our next meeting. That concludes my report.
On your safari.
Yes, I will.
Thank you, Mr. President. I've been pretty busy myself. I've been really anticipating a visit to our Measure G projects, and Mr. Buzz Mitchell and Edith Flores were kind enough to give me a tour of Norwalk High School. the gymnasium and the fields that were, that have just beautified that school. The gym, it's just amazing. Every bit of that gymnasium is just beautiful. Even the flag that comes down, the American flag, it just comes down and then rolls right back up. I was really amazed to see an athletic trainer room at our high school. That's unheard of, right? Who has that? But we have it now at Norwalk High School, and it's beautiful. The dance room is beautiful. The weight room is just, I've never seen anything like it. And all the matching colors, right? The purple is just everywhere. So thank you to Mr. Buzz Mitchell and Edith Flores, and I look forward to visiting La Mirada as well and John Glenn High School. I was also with my colleagues, Mrs. Amezcua and Mr. Rios at the Migrant Program End of Year celebration at Huerta with the parents there. I just love that community. It's a tight-knit community that really supports their students. So it's just such an honor to be there with them, to support them as well, especially during these times. After I got to visit Huerta and toured some of the classrooms, the safari, as you mentioned, every classroom is a safari theme. And I'm just really proud of the work that is being done there at Huerta with our students and the resources that they're providing. I look forward to the projects being completed. I know that the front office is still under construction. So I look forward to that curb appeal also that's going to be taking place at Huerta. The community is really looking forward to it as well, and some of the parents that take their students there. And lastly, I was able to bring home some artwork from some of the kids there at Huerta. It was artwork from their, I can't remember what they called it, but they were original pieces of art. So there were 2 books that I was able to come home. They gifted me with 2 books, and one of them were recipes from one of the students' moms. All her favorite recipes were in this book. And so it was just such a blessing to be able to get that and bring that home. And I'm going to actually make some of those recipes when I get the chance to cook. And lastly, I was at Cerritos College to celebrate Mr. Jose Fierro's 10th year anniversary at Cerritos College. I was so blessed to be there and collaborate with all the other individuals that were there. My colleague, Mr. Rios, and our president, Brasov, was there as well. And so I got to meet other school board members and other city council members from other cities and just, begin that collaboration. And I look forward to working with them as well very soon. But congratulations to Dr. Jose Fierro. The community just loves him so much, and all the amazing work that he's doing there at our college. So that's all for me.
Thank you. Dr. Garcia?
Thank you, Mr. President. First, I encourage all board members to please join the PTA. I know every year I've made a concerted effort to being a member of every single PTA chapter. It's a lot of fun supporting PTA, but more importantly, I think for me, I love being celebrity motion. So you could go to any meeting and you can make a motion. But honestly, like in all good faith and with all seriousness, the PTA in our district has not only been part of our history, but also our partners in education. And so it's important for us to participate as much as we can with organizations like PTA. So please, I encourage everyone to join. I'm not just saying that because my grandmother just called all of us out, but I really hope that we all take that membership. Along with Dr. Gatto, we will be at the 99th Annual CSEA Annual Conference in Reno in a couple days. And so it's going to serve as a good opportunity for us to be able to meet CSEA leadership at the state level and hopefully learn a little bit more about key initiatives that the state is taking and how our union partners are reacting, are mobilizing, are negotiating, and hopefully we come back and bring that to the Board of Education, the district, to be better leaders in service. So looking forward to that. Also, just a bit of good news. I was recently selected for the legislative committee, the National Legislative Committee with the veterans. So I'll be representing California in Washington, D.C. And so my area of focus, ironically enough, is education, educators, and veterans in the classroom, and ensuring that veterans come back home and take up positions as educators. So please, if you have any ideas, let me know. Apart from all the other things that we all do here, we travel a lot, but it's important for us to be able to share the knowledge and learn knowledge everywhere else. So I'll make sure to take some NLM USD gear and showcase it, and hopefully we get some good photo ops. Please, those of you that are interested and like a good breakfast, I know one of my colleagues likes to talk about the Lions. But also part of the VFW in La Mirada. We will be having our commander's breakfast from 9 a.m. to 12 in the afternoon this Sunday. I implore all of you to please join. The VFW is a great ally here in our district, and it actually has committed to 3 main initiatives. One is they do participate in classroom initiatives. So, for example, August 30th, they will have a backpack giveaway. Second, we do have Teacher of the Year. And I know Kelly Garcia won Teacher of the Year with the VFW here, and I believe she also won the State Teacher of the Year for VFW. And just like our colleagues in Alliance, we also give checks out. And every year we give out monies at all of our respective senior night awards. So please, if you would like some good breakfast at $15 and have a good time to be able to talk to local veterans from across. The VFW in La Mirada represents veterans from Downey, Whittier, Santa Fe Springs, La Mirada, and Norwalk, and beyond. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Along with my colleagues, Mr. Jose Rios and Ms. S.P. Free, we had a chance to celebrate with Dr. Jose Fierro at Cerritos College, his 10-year anniversary, and specifically present him with a proclamation thanking and congratulating him for the partnership with our district in terms of the high number of students earning college credit. I mean, several hundred, just at one high school alone. We have amazing amounts of college credit being earned, giving students opportunities to graduate from our schools with an AA degree as they do concurrent classes. And on their own right, being recognized both statewide and nationally. I believe they were the first community college in the nation to offer on-campus housing to aid for homeless students. Obviously, if you don't have a place to sleep, you're not going to be learning very well. So really allowing for social mobility among the students and helping students realize that an investment in education is an investment in their future. When they have to, do I go to work and earn this minimum wage, or do I attend a class? Because it's definitely an opportunity cost. And helping them balance that to know that this isn't a worthwhile investment. So thank you, Dr. Fierro, for your help in making our district great, and also the partnership with Cerritos College, and looking forward to further partnerships. Also, I will be attending the Sunday the 27th of the Dream Big Project. Will be providing scholarships. So I encourage my colleagues and those in the community to attend Sunday the 27th, I believe at 2 p.m., the scholarship ceremony. I believe we'll be at the sports complex, Norwalk High School, the Norwalk City Sports Complex. This concludes my report, and this brings us to our adjournment. Can I get a motion? All right, we have a motion and a second. And now, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, thank you.